go there, a quick check of what we were, where we were, right? A good story has certain characteristics. What are those characteristics which made that story more interesting? There are some things that made that story really interesting, which is, now let's do a quick recap of that story and start to quickly collect. Let's spend only 2 minutes to collect what made this story more interesting. Now here are the pictures. What made this story more interesting?
Set up the scenario.
That environment, right? First we set up the time and location, which made us visualize where is this happening. The once upon a time is a kindergarten story, but now we are talking about a story which happened during our lifetime. So we need to set up that story. So when I said 26th of January 2009, first thing that struck my head is, okay, when this happened, I was celebrating Republic Day, right? So I was able to compare and relate. So setting of the story is very important, right? The time and the location, and then where is it happening? Where exactly is it happening? Which state and all that. Then what else? What is that made that story more interesting? Characters. So when I said there are two postmasters, small post office, the characters, setting up the character made that story very interesting. Anything else?
How the story got escalated to
so when you go to a movie, what do we do? There will be an opening, and towards the intermission or the interval, the story will slowly build up. More and more knots will be put. Right? After the interval, every single knot will be untied, and it reaches the climax, and finally all the knots will be clear at the end of the story. So it is slowly building up, right? Slowly rain started. So it started as a drizzle. So we are slowly building up the story, and finally we said it affected the entire town, it affected Kentucky, then it affected the entire US. So and then what else? What else made the story more interesting? Here are the
how they managed.
How they managed, right? So for example, it is the story of an unsung hero.
Curiosity.
We are building up the curiosity. How come they how did they run the post office without power? How did they run? How did they commute? Right? They delivered the postal mails by using ice skating shoes, right? They skate because the roads were not motorable at that time. So that is what else. There's one part of the story which made it very interesting, which is that pecan pie. Once all the things got settled down, there was one customer who got a letter delivered during that crisis time. She walked into the post office and she gave the two postmasters a pecan pie, which is like a cake, as a gratitude, because that helped stay connected with her children. That set the mood of the story. Right? Mood of the story is very important. So that when you know what the mood is, when you set the mood of the story, that is when the people in the room will get connected with you. So these are the few characteristics of the story. With that, let's move on to the next topic. We are on time so far. 7:45.